When the Las Vegas Raiders were set to pick at number 7 overall in 2019, a lot of Raider fans wanted them to pick linebacker Devin White. Of course, the Raiders picked edge rusher Cleveland Farrell, and the rest is history with them, as he is no longer with the team. Meanwhile, White was second-team All-Pro in 2020 with 9 sacks. What a difference 7 years makes, though, because when the Raiders picked him up in free agency this offseason, many in Raider Nation didn't like it. Since his All-Pro nod in 2020 and Super Bowl win to conclude the 2021 season, injuries as well as some other things got in the way. Now he's healthy, and the first couple of days in pads and training camp, he's been showing up and showing out. Are we about to see the return of the All-Pro? Head coach Pete Carroll said White is back, but what does that mean? Does that mean he's the same player he was back in 2020 or different, but on the same All-Pro level? I don't think he was ever known to be a great run defender or great in pass coverage. When he made All-Pro in 2020, it was because of the 9 sacks he racked up. In the first couple of days in pads and training camp, he has stood out, but it's more than in the way that he used to stand out. He just did a good job of blitzing and rushing the passer before. In the first couple of days in pads here lately, he's been doing a good job of coming downhill as well as showing off the wheels, going sideline to sideline, making plays in the running game. He's also looked good in coverage. He picked off a pass deep down the field yesterday. If defensive coordinator Patrick Graham made Robert Spillane feasible in coverage, he should be able to get the 4-4 run in White going. Oh, and don't think he forgot how to put heat on the quarterback. He had what would have been a sack yesterday. If he can continue to show that he can affect every aspect of the game, we have to say he's gotten better. Carroll obviously likes what he sees and said he's back.
And we're seeing that also out of Devin. Devin has a great play made today now, but he had probably 2 or 3 of the best plays on practice yesterday as well. He's back. He was on top of the world a few years ago, and then things kind of just didn't work out one reason or another, and he's back in action now. And he came up to me and said, "I'm all in now," and he was dead serious in how he said it. And you can see it.
And this was White's answer to that comment.
Where you been?
What does that make you feel? And I guess do you feel the same way?
I feel comfortable, feel healthy, I feel thankful, and I feel hungry. You know what I'm saying? Back, still got to prove it to the world on each and every Sunday, Monday or whatever, Thursday night. And I got to prove it to my team every day I step in the building. It's just a mindset. But I think Coach P just see me having a lot of fun with the game again. No pressure on me, just going out there and do what I've been doing my whole life, just having fun. So if me having fun on the field with my guys is me being back, then I'm glad to be back.
Here he talks about what it was like going through that rash of injuries.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I've been a guy my whole entire football career, I've never been hurt. And so when you get hurt and you want to play through those injuries to help your team, you also can hurt yourself by doing it. And I think that's what I did, and I think it was selfish of myself to put myself out there, and selfish to my team to put myself out there, not just being 100. Because at the end of the day, they need the Devin White that can just be lights out for 4 quarters out there on the field. And I didn't do that, so I think it was pretty selfish of me. And it was something that I had to grow from. I hate that it happened. I think about it all the time. I don't dwell on it, but I always just try to, see if I'm ever put in those situations again, what would I do different? And, me, I would help the team, and me helping the team is being healthy, so if something ever happened, I want to get my body right so I can be all out when I'm on that field for my team.
He talked a little bit about that speed still being a superpower.
Yeah, I think that's what my game is, just being able to run to the ball, see the ball, and have good ball skills, just being an athletic linebacker. When I came out, that's who I wanted to be known for, run, hit, tackle, make plays, get sacks, get turnovers. And I've been showing it all camp, I've been showing it all camp. So I just want to stay consistent with that. First day of pass was yesterday, had a great day. They asked me, could I do it 2 days in a row? I said, I'm going to do it every day I get on the field. That's just the standard that I set for myself. That's the standard I want to set for the defense, and that's what I want the team to see when I'm even competing against the other side. They want to say 45, you bring it every time you step on the field. So whether I'm making plays or somebody else making plays, I'm going to bring the juice, and I'm going to have my teammates back and hopefully they have mine, which I know they will because they've been showing it all camp.
He talked about being in the right headspace and having that passion for the game again.
Yeah, just kind of winding down in Tampa, just started getting to the business side, just wanted to be taken care of, wanted some security, and didn't get that, but, pushed through it, and, that's when the injury came. And also, man, I was going through a lot mentally. I had a lot going on. A lot of people don't know. Growing up, my father was incarcerated for a long time. And then he got out, and he was, very supportive. And we had our little run-ins where, we kind of pulled away from each other a little bit. And then we got back cool with one another. And then, unfortunately, my father passed. So it kind of put me just in a bad spot, a bad spot in life mentally. Just didn't care no more, because I finally found that love. If it's a lot of men in this room growing up, you want to be like your dad. That's your role model. And I didn't have that. I had to look at my mom. She was my Superman, even though she was a woman. And my mentor, Coach Houston, he the one got me to play football. And them the two that I looked up to because I just didn't have them. And to get something that you never had and then to get it taken right back from you, it just make you not care about nothing. So, I battled that, alone. Levante knew what I was going through. He lost his dad, and it was hard, man. It was hard on me, just because I didn't have it. Like, it probably was easy on him because he always had his dad, and, man, he helped me get through it and didn't really care about football at the time. When that was going on, my injury was going on. Just a lot was going through my head, and I was out of it, And my mama told me, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You done overcame a lot, just where we come from, going D1, graduating, making money, taking care of my whole family, taking care of myself, just doing everything I wanted in life, was able to win a Super Bowl. And she was like, you can give up, and when she said that, that just lit a fire under me, like, give up, like, that ain't me, that never been me. And I don't want to feel sorry for myself, I just want to go out there and I want to just get back to having fun. And, I just pray a lot, man. I get into my word a lot, and I think just, that was my time to get closer to God, for whatever reasons that it had to happen like that, it did. I'm thankful, and, I'm vulnerable, and I reach out to people. I talk to a lot of people. I went to counseling and everything, and I'm just happy to be back here. I'm back smiling, and, I know I got a greater purpose in life.
And as for his coverage, Genty's been abusing linebackers, but not White yet.
He still ain't got me yet. He still ain't got me yet. And he doing good in practice though. Like I'm just like, I ain't know he was little. I didn't respect the conference that he played in, but I always respected him as a player. And ever since we've been putting these pads on, he been showing it more and more that, man, he don't complain. He come to me, he asks me, why did I do certain things to help him out? So when he going against other linebackers, and at the end of the day, I'm here to make him better, and he making me better. While I'm making him better, he probably don't even know it, like, because, man, he got all the God-given ability in the world. He can stop on the dime out the backfield running routes, and he can run in between the tackles, and he know how to stick his foot in the ground and go. He had a big run the other day, and he's so little that you just see him just pop out, and you like, golly. But, I love competing against him. When we did one-on-ones yesterday, I went with him every rep. I didn't want nobody else. Like, I want to be like a mentor to him, big brother to him, whatever he want to call it, and I just want to make him better. And at the end of the day, he good, he gifted, so he going to make me better as well.
Carroll said White is back. What does that mean, though? When he was at his best in 2020, he was a great blitzer and or pass rusher. He wasn't that good playing the run or in coverage. So far in training camp, he's stuffing the run, he's good in coverage, and he's still rushing the passer well. As of right now, he's shaking off injuries and the death of his father to get back to playing good football. But if he continues on this path, he won't be as good as he was back in 2020. He'll be better. An all-around linebacker. Let's hope he gets there. Thank you for watching. See you next time.